Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the Super Not Funny Show Reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And today we're going to be digging into episode 4 of The Equalizer from CBS. And of course, streaming on CBS All Access, soon to be Paramount Plus. This episode is entitled, It Takes a Village. So, what did I think about this episode? Was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around because I have opinions. Episode 4 of The Equalizer, entitled It Takes a Village, finds our erstwhile equalizer, Robin McCall, investigating the alleged suicide of a local community organizer. His friends don't quite think it's a suicide, despite all the evidence to the contrary. And she's been called in to take a look and see who might want this man dead. At the same time, she also is dealing with her daughter, Delilah, trying to learn how to drive, and in the process tries to teach her a little civics lesson about getting involved and, having your voice heard. As usual, these two stories are going to dovetail in at least a thematic fashion, which is something I really actually like about this show, where, as I've noted before in earlier reviews, the question is always going to be, how does she balance being a mom to Delilah, who is a young teen, or I guess a high school teen, and how does she balance that with being the equalizer? Both of which are important, both of which are, changing the world, changing lives for better. But also, she can't, she has to give up one for the other. So far, they haven't actually quite done that. Even in this episode, she's quite able to be an equalizer and do her job there, but also be a mom, be supportive of Delilah. But we'll get to that a little later. So this is, I have to be honest, a fairly straightforward story. Not a whole lot of surprises to me. I pretty much, figured I knew where this was going from the very beginning. This has been a theme with this show. I'm not surprised much by what happens in this show at all. What actually surprises me, if at all, is the execution of the things I know are going to come. So when they say, there are some people who might have wanted this guy dead and try to, make it look like a suicide. Well, I mean, it was obvious this guy didn't commit suicide from the beginning. Duh, no kidding. So everything else is just to find out. Everything points to a certain person, a certain rich and powerful person that probably had something to do with this. And this is all about a common theme within, cities, especially underdeveloped areas or inner city areas that are being gentrified and people are being pushed out. And there, of course, are moneyed interests. That's a theme going in the show. Powerful people with money who are using their influence, their money and power to do nefarious things. So in this particular case, this guy gets, killed, and it's pretty clear why he gets killed. And then it points to a gang, which also points to a big, powerful guy. Not a surprise, but again, it's not about the surprise. It's about the fun of getting from point A to point B. And let me say, there's a lot of damn fun to be had in this episode. This is a complete turnaround from last week's episode, which was quite disappointing to me. This episode was quite entertaining, had action, had a lot of funny. Robin's very funny. There were some gags that were used in the process of, getting to the point, getting to the bottom of the mystery. Very fun. The team gets involved. Mel gets to be involved. There's a lot of quippiness. It's just a lot of fun. A lot of fun in this. Particularly, I like when Robin confronts the gang members with nothing but her hands, and it feels like I was watching Looney Tunes for a minute. It was just so fun, so funny. I just really, really enjoyed. Had a lot of fun with this episode. Again, not a whole lot that's surprising. There is a couple of, I guess, twists, but you sort of see them coming once you really like pay attention. Particularly about someone who may have been informing on the person that got killed, but also that person isn't a total bad person. It's understandable. There's a line in there that I really liked about being jaded, being old and jaded, and saying, hey, every time people like us stand up, we got knocked down. And that is, that's a sentiment a lot of people have. And Robin's kind of there to be like, well, not all the time. Not every time you stand up, you get knocked down. It really is about continuing on with the struggle, standing up with what you believe in, and being willing to fight and sacrifice. And again, that dovetails back with Dee, with Delilah, and her deal with the pothole and trying to get stuff done with the city and being jaded a bit by the interaction that doesn't quite go the way she wants it to go. It's all very interesting, all very thematic. And I'll have to say, there's a lot of feels in this episode. I really did feel like the acting early on when they were talking about the guy that died, between his friend and, I guess a friend in the neighborhood. Just a lot of, heartfeltness. Queen Latifah playing well. It's just a lot of good acting in this. Again, a very fun episode, very fulfilling episode. A good turnaround from the previous episode. I just loved it. And you know what? I can't say anything else without spoiling, so I'm just going to say, hey, if you've been checking out this show or been thinking about it, check this episode out. It's really great. It's you'll get a kick out of it, lots of fun. There's great comeuppance at the end. There's some hope for the future. There's messages in here. I mean, it's all in there, and you can take good things away from it. So, well, that's my spoiler-free review of The Equalizer, Episode 4, It Takes a Village. Did you like my review? Did it help you out? Did you agree? Not agree? Hey, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Of course, you can always hit me up on email, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And I'd love to chop it up with you about this pretty dang great episode. Of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that. And of course, you can hit the notification bell so you'll know when the Super Not Funny Show drops more content. And we're doing that every week. New reviews, new reactions, and just kind of talking about any other pop culture stuff that just, floats our boat. All right, if you don't want to get spoiled, you might want to, hit the exit. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Super Not Funny Show reviews. Now get on out of here. Are they gone? All right. You know what time it is? Spoiler time. Let's get into this. You know what? This is a pretty straightforward episode. Something I forgot to mention, I guess, in the non-spoiler stuff. But I am just digging on this whole Batman Commissioner Gordon thing that Robin and Detective Dante have got going on. And it's as if it's... Actually, I suppose if it was, Batman Gordon, as if Batman and Gordon were obviously going to end up, hooking up eventually. I think it's pretty great. Hey, Queen Latifah. Actually, it's not Queen Latifah. This is the character she's playing. Robin, the thirst is real. The thirst is real. And I'm not gonna look down on that. Hey, you want what you want, and there's some chemistry going on there. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. I can't wait to see where that goes. So, hey, give me some more of that commission. They're even saying let's lay out some rules about how we're gonna collaborate. I say yes. Let's have some more of that. Let's see some more collaboration, because when they collaborate, it is on. It's really great. I really enjoy it. On the real though, was much of this much surprising? I mean, as soon as they were like, oh, as soon as I heard this dude talk about, basically talk about gentrification, I was like, oh, I wonder who could want this guy dead. I wonder if there's going to be a multimillionaire, real estate guy behind it. Surprise, it is. That's what's going on. That said, it was nice that while that dude was a complete fucking asshole, his son was just idealistic and completely naive and had no fucking clue about anything. So it wasn't a complete loss. Like at the end of the day, when it's all resolved, you find out, okay, well, there's a partnership with his son who actually wants to fucking do the right thing, and the friend, Malcolm's friend, Crystal, who started the whole investigation in the first place. A really nice, neat way to tie a bow on the whole situation. It would be nice if that's the way gentrification really was going on. It would be nice if that's what was happening. But hey, at least it's throwing, I guess, some attention onto this issue, which has kind of been, bubbling up for the last 20 or 30 years, the way, people who live in the neighborhood are being pushed out because, rent prices are better when they put up condos and Starbucks and all that shit. A really nice way to kind of, put more of a human face on that. I have to say, I'm really enjoying this. The good thing about this episode that last episode didn't have was more of the team. That, again, Robin's a particular kind of special operative. She is a crusader. Let's just call it what it is. She is a crusader. And she's gathered around her a team of people who are willing to be crusaders as well, to do the right thing. They can't let evil, sit and win. And that's actually a very endearing part of this show. It's a very endearing part of it's a reason why to watch this at all. Because at the end of the day, you want these guys to not just be, cold-hearted, they're always calculating, cost benefit, all that. No, they're just like, as she says, this is just the right thing to do. And the fact that she can do the right thing and have people that have her back that'll do the right thing and that have the skills to make it happen, it's really awesome. So I really love to see their interaction and just the way they really like each other. They're busting each other's balls. It's fun stuff. Really fun stuff. There was a lot of there's a lot of crossover between the two stories, as I said before, and this really was Delilah's supposed to be this this spoiled girl that doesn't really know what's going on. So to kind of make her get out there and put herself on the line and try to make a difference and to fall off and, as they say, hit a brick wall and realize sometimes you got to do stuff for yourself. Some self-determination, but also realizing that there's a system that we're working in and that you've got to have a voice and you got to exercise it. That's a very nice thing, and especially considering that a guy paid the price with his life for doing the same thing, which is not a reason to not stand up. So it's nice to see how those things dovetail, and I really hope they keep on doing that. Most everything else that went on in there, I liked when she brought Dante into it. I also really liked how seeing Robin is she's a actual, operative of some skill, and the way she was able to turn Harrington, the bad guy's son, against him by just telling him the truth and appealing to what is clearly the better angels in his personality and his conscience. And it all worked out. I wondered to myself when I was watching this, could I do the same thing to my dad? And I honestly, that's a tough one. But, if you really believe, they're doing wrong, there's there's your conscience telling you have to stop it. And it was very interesting to see how that all worked out. The whole thing about the photographer who turned on Malcolm, that was kind of sad. It was kind of sad to see that, not because he didn't believe in what Malcolm believed in, but because he believed that Malcolm ultimately was going to lose. And so, let's just, instead of fighting against the tide, let's just roll on out with it. And unintended consequences and the remorse. And I really respected the fact that he was willing to wear a wire and put himself on the line just to make amends. And even if it meant that his safety wasn't guaranteed, it's still really cool. Well, let's talk the big bad, Robert Harrington, rich real estate magnate, a parent douchebag, super disappointed with his son. Surprise, your son turned on you. I can wonder why. Some of these people, what are these people thinking about? I don't know. But also, apparently, likes to stiff people, paying them for the job they do for him. This is why Robin's friend Bishop gets involved. We don't find that out till later, but it's funny that he's like, hell yeah, let's take this motherfucker down. Let's do this. And they do so. There's a lot. There's some Ocean's 11 shit in here that I really enjoyed. Like, for instance, when they go to the vault, the server vault thingy. It's Ocean's 11's light or something, but it's really fun to see them. They get in there. They were gonna smooth talk their way in. Okay, we'll just break in, whatever. And then they break in. There's some bullshit technology stuff or whatever. Let's use a USB drive. And then the police catch on. I really love the whole setup of the police thing. The way they set Harrington up. Harrington, of course, he's got this whole, I'm rich and fuck the poor people that I'm trying to move out and they're in my buildings and fuck all that stuff. You got to step on people, move them out, and yeah, I killed them and all that, blah, 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 on tape. It was real fun to see all of that play out because I love Ocean's 11. That was a very Ocean's 11 thing. So it was really, really fun. Was he a great big bad? Not really. I mean, honestly, there's not a lot of Dr. Evils in the world. Very few Dr. Evils in the world. Most of the evil, let's be honest, most of the bad guys are pretty fucking mundane. They have the easiest and the most easy to understand, motivations. More money, more power, get people out of my way, whatever. So if these are the sort of people that Robin has to contend with, shit, she's going to have an easy ass time equalizing. What's the best they have is they got money to throw at the problem. They don't even know she's coming. So that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. But as an aside, that horrible Nigerian accent she had, though. No wonder he didn't let him in. So, but at the end of the day, it was really nice just to see it all wrap up nicely. There was a good message. We got to see more of the team kicking ass. We got to see more of Robin kicking ass. That stupid little I don't have a gun, but Mel is back there shooting stuff. That whole Looney Tunes thing is so great. I couldn't help but I had to just stop it and laughing the whole time. So good. This is the show I want. I want the show to be like this. Not like last week, like this week. Like this sort of thing. Do capers and back alley maneuvers and shit like that, and then people that just don't see her coming. Hell, I'll be happy if people see her coming or are on her level. Let's go. I want more of that. But taking down these dumbass rich and powerful people that just think they can't be touched. I love it. And also the family stuff. I love the family stuff this week. So let's get more and more of that. I've been rambling, so let me cut it off right here. Those are my spoiler thoughts on episode 4 of The Equalizer. It Takes a Village. Great episode. Can't wait for the next one, which unfortunately it's going to be in a month because of COVID and whatever. We'll be back at the end of March for the next new episode of The Equalizer. So what you guys think about my review? Let me know down in the comments. Of course, you send me an email, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter, and appreciate any thoughts or comments you have to share with me. Of course, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We would appreciate that. Help get our subscriber base up. And of course, hit that notification bell so you will know when we're dropping new content around here on the Super Not Funny Show. We're doing that every week. New reviews, new reactions, and just anything else that floats our pop culture boat. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining us for the Super Not Funny Show reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabrican and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. You guys take care, and until next time, I'll see you on the other side of the thread. Peace.